2010 was the initial game changer for me. I received some pretty graphic news that kind of shook me in my core, and it changed my life and I guess my perception of how I even saw myself and the world around me. And I was unhappy. I was ultimately unhappy, so I ended up radically changing my life. I mean, I sold most of my possessions, gave away a large majority of them. From that moment, you know, I had a feeling that that's where life was. I had a feeling that's where the learning process was. That's where I felt like happiness could come from. My name is Blake Byers. I'm from Idlewild, California. I'm 30 years old and I am an artist. I work with an old style of Japanese art, relief work. Usually what they would do is they would take a piece of something specific, of wood or linoleum or metal, and they would remove parts and then they would print make. In the instance of the medium that I'm currently involved in, which is soundboard, I remove parts of the piece itself to create a stamp, if you will, where there's negative and positive space that are missing from each other that kind of balance each other out in a whole way, I guess. I flew home in the later part of September of 2012 after a conversation with a good friend of mine who runs an organization and an artist collective and an artist-ran label called the LIE Show. They're working on a studio, and so they're making it soundproof. And there was some soundboard that was around, and there was a broken edge on one of the pieces, and it just hit me in my face. And I was just like, wow, that makes sense. It's super fragile. You could pass a razor blade through it just enough to where you could remove the parts of the actual deck and create a portrait. The reason why I have chosen to create people, portraits, and most pop culture figures, they all have one thing in common. They've shown discipline in their life to the max, I would say the ultimate form. And they were able to display that in such a way where they became legendary. I like watching what people are able to accomplish whenever they're in their prime. And I mean prime by not a specific time frame in your life based on a date. I'm talking about what's up here and how you're going about it, and then what you do in between those moments where you maybe even have a plan set forth. I would say that I like to glean from them. I like to learn from them. I'm 30, and I have a long way to go as far as just my persona and who I am. So if I can take something from their life and then institute it into my life and change and adapt, like, there's nothing better than that, I don't think. In some respects, I'm a wanderer. I've been called a traveler. Yeah, I don't have a home. I don't have a vehicle. I only have a couple boxes worth of personal items that I've collected from my childhood that I will never get rid of. Some of the things my mom would probably murder me if I did. But what I do have is just the drive, and I guess more so than anything, it's a desire to keep going and to create. The way that I view the pieces that I've made is just a way for me to express myself and to grow and to learn and to channel that inspiration. And it really gives me an opportunity to become something better than I am. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to become a better man.